Right, okay, so last game we kind of finished it with you buying some stuff up, and I did say in between games if you want to buy anything, feel free. So, has anyone bought anything special?
I've bought a bear sword.
You bought a good sword? Right, okay.
Yeah. What's it? A scimitar.
Ah, you did, yeah. You got like the equivalent of a dwarven crafted scimitar, didn't you?
Mm-hmm.
An artisan scimitar.
And it fits in with the local culture.
It does, it does. You look quite the man about town.
Speaking of which, I got myself an artisan oud, so I can, I got quite good at it as well, actually.
Oh, the sound, man, the sound. When you play it, it carries beautifully on the wind, man.
Let's take it back to Wales. See what they make of it.
Have you bought anything outside of...
Yeah, I've got myself some artisanal salvage tools to give myself 15% salvage, and a copy of The Art of War that gives me 10% to intelligence. And apparently Sun Tzu was knocking around 500 BC, so
right, so there's
no
definitely
temporal interference. Yeah.
And you've made sure that you've all got them written on your character sheets. Is that right? Have you got your dogs written on your character sheet, Jose?
Unfortunately, there's no record, man. I don't know if I actually could afford to buy them in the end.
Did they slip the leash and run
No. I remember bartering with the guy and everything.
You did.
There was.
I'm convinced you bought the dogs.
Oh, dude, I don't even know what they were.
Good quality breeding dogs, man. Good quality breeding dogs. Although I'm not sure you sexed them yourself. Do you want to give us a roll?
No, I did, man. I did. I remember doing that.
Because, we got a couple of gerbils that were both males when we were kids. And, before we knew it, there was 12 gerbils. These things could work the other way. Right, so, yeah. You've got your dogs. One sec. Yep, happy days. Right, so the plan is you've finished your shopping around town, and there's a little bit of a celebration on. There's going to be an execution today. If you're interested in going to see that,
I suppose it's the thing to do, isn't it?
Yeah, it's always a good bit of a party atmosphere. So yeah, the boy will take you down towards the you got a bit of a river here leading into the sea or what have you. And you go down there, and this is quite the thing. You see, there's a load of people gathered round, and as usual, there's your almost ringmaster type person who's bellowing away, getting the crowds in, and they've got themselves 3 criminals, and what they have is they've got these very large leather bags, and you begin to fathom out. The boys explaining things to you as it goes along. What they're going to do is they put each of the criminals in a large leather bag, but they also put like animals in the bag with them, like a rabid dog or some snakes, or anything that's just going to completely lose its shit. And then they throw the bag in the river and see what happens. So there's some gambling available if you want to indulge. So there's let's see, there's a bag of snakes, there's a bag with a rabid dog in, and there's a bag with some sort of not big cat, but like a mountain lion-y style, a fairly big sort of cat, and they're gonna put them in the leather bags and throw them in the river.
All right.
What? They just with the criminal?
Yeah. So the criminal and the animals go in the leather bag, and then the bag goes in the river.
How did you get them into the leather bag?
I don't know, but I was reading about it the other day. This is a genuine thing they used to do back in the day.
Charming.
So this is a real way of executing people.
There must have been like a couple of occasions where the infidel and the animal team up and sort of both swim. You know, one of them holds the bag open while the other one swims out. You know, and become the best of friends.
Well, yeah, you'd hope so. Do you want to gamble on anyone living, or do you just want to watch the spectacle?
Well, I'm going to use my law of cattle and animals to think who's going to kill their infidel the fastest. Oh,
that's an excellent roll. Right, yeah, right away you just think, the first one to sink is going to be the bag with the mountain lion in.
Yeah, cats hate water.
Yeah.
That's going to just ruin him. As he gets in the bag, it's going to be clawing.
Yeah.
How is it determined if that they've lived or died inside the bag? I mean, it's a leather bag.
Okay, so
you can't see what's inside.
They throw the leather bag in the water, and I think for a short while, there's a bit of air in it. There's air in the lungs of the people in the bag, and then the bag sinks, and it's assumed that they're dead.
I suppose. I mean, if they don't swim out, they're going to be dead, aren't they?
So, I mean, how are you not going to win here? I mean,
very rarely does anybody win, but it's the will of God, obviously, if they do. So, if for whatever reason the bag opens and someone manages to swim out alive.
The only way anyone's getting out of a bag is if they're in there with a cat and the cat claws its way out. Snake's not going to claw its way out. Human's not going to claw their way out.
You jump on the back of the cat, and I reckon you're getting short odds betting on the cat. Short odds.
Yeah, very short. Well, I mean, I suppose the big money is betting on if someone lives.
Well, yeah.
So, I mean, I suppose that's the question. Do you want to bet on life or
death? It's like the lottery.
Yeah, in a way. So the results are kind of easier to predict.
Go on, I'll stick a gold on the lottery.
Right, who are you betting on? Cat, dog, or snake?
I'm going to put 1 gold on each.
1 gold on each. And are you betting live or die?
Live. I need to win big here. Because
Okay, right. So I suppose actually that's a fairly sensible way of.
You know what? I'm gonna go a little bit. I'm gonna bet 10 gold that the cat bag will live.
Will live.
They'll live. They're gonna feel a common bond. And each other's a safety. That's my bet.
Okay.
I mean, that's going to be my bet. So now I'm going to go with that as well.
You're betting on the cat bag to live.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, just because it's the only one that I can see. Because what I can imagine happening is the cat realizes that it's drowning and thinks, "I bet sod this guy. I'm clawing my way out of this bag." And then whereas the dog's the dog's rabid, so the dog's not really thinking straight.
Okay. Right. Well, you all hand your money over, and the bookie's been, he's you can see he's found it almost impossible to contain himself as he's listening to your discussions. The bookie's just holding his hand out and taking the money.
What's it? How much did you get for? How much would I get if I win on my gold?
Oh, you get a lot of money, friend. A lot of money.
No, I need that. What's my answer, dude?
You get 12 gold. 12
gold. Is that it?
Yes.
Right.
Good odds.
Right. Well, I'm gonna double or quit then. I'm gonna put 2 gold on each.
Very good money. Very good money. Right.
What,
Okay.
what do we get if the cat bag lives then for 10 gold?
If the cat bag lives, you get him 50 gold, man.
What, for our 10 gold?
I know, I'm getting 12 gold for my 1 gold.
10 gold you get 500.
Oh, right, okay.
500 is, he told you, very good odds. Right, okay, so, much to your dismay, as you sort of stood on the side of the river, you see them open these 3 bags, and these bags are pretty big. And they put the 3 criminals, 1 in each bag. They all look really frail and malnourished. And then they bring cages up to the bags, and they sort of, they pull the bag around the cage as best they can. And then behind the cage, there's a man with a spear that sort of is spearing the animals so they run into the bag. Okay.
Stop that.
Go on, Baba. You okay?
This is where I wish I'd picked up the calming.
Oh, no.
That was to stop at that point. That's funny.
Okay.
Maybe we could
I'll
throw
fix it for you.
sardines at the cat to sort of pacify it.
Okay, well, don't touch it. Yeah. I'll fix it tomorrow. Okay, you close the door for me, Baba. Oh no, Tristan, the foot's come off and it's got a nail that holds it on or something. Anyway, yeah, the bags are wide open and they pulled over the mouth of the cage to spearing starts. So the cougar-like animal runs into the bag and straight away you can hear screaming. And then the rabid dogs, it's 2 rabid dogs, and you can hear screaming. And obviously the last bag, what they do with that is they sort of half close it and then they just empty a basket full of cobras in the bag. And then, after a minute or 2, because the crowd likes to hear the screaming and see the bags thrashing, after a minute or 2 you hear the agonising screams, and then, a couple of burly men just start picking the bags up and throwing them in the river. Okay, so let's actually roll some sort of chances of survival. We'll start with the snakes. He's just been already probably bit 10 plus times by cobras, so he's got a 1% chance of survival. No, he died. The rabid dogs, again, they've just gone berserk. They're tearing at his throat and face and genitalia. Oh, sorry, I never give a percentage. I was going to say 10%. Right. The rabid dog fighter. After a few minutes of the bag bobbing up and down in the water, you see this guy swim to the surface. He's covered in blood and he's screaming, but yeah.
Hey, up on my dog.
Hang on, how did he climb?
2 gold on the dog.
How did he manage to claw his way out of the bag?
He must have got his finger, I suppose when they tie it, and the hole's not, maybe he got a hand in and the dog...
The guy's awesome, man.
Something happened, man, but, he had a 10% chance of survival and he's made it.
He's killed dogs before in his life, man.
A cougar has got a 5% chance of survival. So you hear the screaming as the bag gets thrown in the water. And he sinks like a stone. You actually suspect that the cougar had got its teeth round his neck and delivered the killing blow before they even threw the bag in the water. And
as they were tying it up, we could see it just with its mouth around its head.
Yeah, you think you got a glimpse of its mouth round his neck.
Heard a couple of sickening pops as they tied the knot.
Right, so Jose, yeah, you won good money, man.
Oh, what's it? I bet 6 and I bought, what was it? One of them came through, so...
Yeah, you got...
what do I get for 2 gold?
2 gold on the dogs, man. You get yourself a quick 20 gold.
All right.
You've done well. And people are amazed. It's like the first person they've seen surviving. Possibly.
So they're just going to let the criminal go free now. Well, I suppose it's the will of God, isn't it? So
yeah, the boy's amazed and he's like, I can't believe it. I've not seen anybody swim to the shore in a long, long time. Has anyone got any sort of medical background, or does anyone know anything about medicine?
Ooh.
I know first aid, man, yeah.
All right, give us a first aid roll, but it'd have to be a bloody good one.
I've got this skill now, 105 pounds.
Oh God! Right, yeah. Oh, all right. Yeah, you get that. you sort of figure that although he swam to the side of the river and is alive, he's been savaged by rabid dogs. So there's a little bit of you thinking it'd have probably been nicer for him if he just drowned. Because now he's going to get rabies.
It's no fun.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh well, it doesn't matter. You got your gold. Right. Okay.
Tell you what, I'm gonna sing a little ballad about the man who survived.
Yeah. Go for it.
Bag of dogs.
I might dance the dance. Yeah.
I'm gonna accompany
Can I might come in as
and some terrible lute playing, but some good singing to accompany the terrible lute
Good
playing.
singing, man. You start to sing louder than you play. Oh, Jose joins in there, bolstering the singing. Can the frog?
Beautiful.
I'm going to do an accompanying mime. Mine
Yes,
I've given
good
that a bit
dance.
103% now.
Yeah, give us a good mime.
There we go.
Look at that, beautiful.
103%.
Okay,
Savage
so
pie.
between the three of you, you make yourself a quick 12 gold.
Right, what, 4 each or?
What?
Yeah, 4 gold each. Yeah,
Nice.
Yeah, no. Something, isn't it?
you do all right. And that's in a very brief time. You've made yourself enough for a good meal with wine.
Well, yeah, I've made some fine, man.
Yeah, you've done all right.
Briefly, the idea of, what would have happened if I'd stayed in France and just been a mime artist plays in my head. And then, no. Messenger of gods. That's a much more pious road.
Now,
All right, so we're entertaining people at an execution now. Is that what we're doing?
Yep.
Well, we could do.
There's a brief moment where you're overhearing some talk of I think you heard some of this talk last game as well, where there's been some riots in the towns to the north.
Oh yeah, riots, man.
And
Yeah, the ships coming into the ports and wherever the ships come in, they're like, oh.
Yeah, ships from Rome. Wasn't it?
Bad times we're living in, people. Bad
Anyway,
times.
the fingers twitching wildly.
Oh yeah, the twitching finger.
And you feel, you look, especially you're a little bit, you've got a bit of a vantage point here, where they've sort of built up a stage to throw people off. And as you're looking over in this direction, you do see that this is some sort of holy building.
Oh.
And you reckon the temple is calling to you.
Do we know what? Do you know
to...
what temple it is?
You're not sure. I think you've seen it on the way into town as well. The finger wiggled as you were passing it. But there were other distractions, and you had just come in from the desert, so you needed food and water and nice.
Well, a lot of these temples kind of changed. The sort of, they'd get taken over by one bunch of people, and then,
yeah,
converted to different religions.
Yes,
so whatever
indeed.
it is,
It's probably changed hands several times at this point, I would have thought, yeah.
Yeah, man, I scope the building and think about it's like any windows to climb into and stuff like that.
Yeah, you reckon it's it's the sort of building you could easily infiltrate it if you didn't want to go in through the front door.
I was going to say, shall we not just go in there through the front just to have a nosy? I mean, or at least try.
Yeah, I reckon.
No, man.
We're not
sneaking around might be the better way, And we don't map well with these people, and being like Christians and all that.
Okay, what if we this boy that's showing us round? Could we ask him to show us some kind of greetings and what have you? To try and seem as respectful as possible. Obviously, to fool them into thinking that we do respect them.
Yeah. He gives you a few things, I think he tells you that before you enter a building like this, you've got to have a wash, you've got to take your shoes off, that kind of thing.
This is what I mean.
Well, we
Going
can do
around barefoot.
Well, he says, but nobody ever goes in that building.
that. Oh,
You
why
know,
not?
there's some nuns in there and there's some priests and sometimes visitors from other lands go in there, but everybody else tends to swerve it.
We're visitors from another land.
Yeah, we're quite the holy men.
Ooh, this is from another land.
All right, well, maybe we should go and have a look. Maybe it's like a
Yeah, maybe it's Christian, and that's why nobody.
yeah. Yeah.
The boy shrugs his shoulders, he doesn't really understand.
Let's
We
have
are
a nosy.
pious men, child.
He nods.
We have pious ways.
I'll take you down there, I know a shortcut.
Let's go then, kid.
Okay, it takes pretty much in a straight line to it, that's the shortcut. The straightest line, and he explains this to you. The straightest route somewhere. That is often the quickest way to get to somewhere. Do you know? Like,
Very good.
if you walk around in a big circle.
Wise beyond your age, man.
Oh, thank you. You see his palm come out, man. He's looking for a. He's looking for a.
You're not that wise, my friend.
I give him a high five or low five.
Thank you. Okay.
Thankfully, I've just won back enough gold to feed myself, and not have to go on the beg.
I wish I had put some coppers on the dog bag.
Yeah.
I've never seen anyone survive the dog bag. But,
No, it'll probably never happen again in your lifetime.
Oh, well, I suppose now I know what not to bet on.
I reckon that guy had a bonus somehow.
Yeah,
I reckon
you never know, man.
10% was quite generous.
He could have had a escape artist. I mean, you know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? How did he get out of the bag, you know? He might have had vibrating palm. We'll never know. And he's not going to live long enough to tell the tale. As the hydrophobia kicks in.
He might be able to get to an apothecary now.
Nah, I don't think the apothecary's saving him from rabies.
Not a lot they can do.
I mean, the apothecary will tell him he can save him from rabies and take his remaining money off it.
Money off him.
Although he's probably not got money, has he? Because he has just been thrown in a river to be executed. At least he'll die a free man, and that's all he wanted.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's
all he would
have.
have wanted. Okay, so you go to the temple. And when you get there, the three of you do immediately spot that, yeah, it's got all of the hallmarks of... It's a bit weird in that it's got some Christian sort of symbols on it. It definitely feels like it's Christian or it's been Christian. But obviously there's some sort of... There's little bits where you're thinking, is it Jewish? Is it... You know, you're a bit puzzled, but remember, it is a building that's been built in a far-off land. So you're not entirely sort of, you know, but it does largely give off a fairly Christian vibe.
Has anyone actually got religious law? I mean, it's just like something that...
No, but we agreed we had it as some sort of
Oh, right, innate.
like the equivalent to zombie law.
Yeah, you have, and the acolyte can always.
I've got zombie law 100% now.
Yeah.
I reckon the acolyte, he's come along with you and he pipes up. I think this will be a safe haven. They certainly won't be hostile to us. Of this, I'm sure.
Are you all right? You don't sound great.
Must be something I ate. My bowels have been very loose. Very loose.
Oh dear.
Yes.
Oh, good.
Shall we go in?
Let's go
I
in.
could receive a blessing on my bowels. Okay.
Would you like us to pray for your bowels?
Oh, please, yes. Yes, that would be most welcome. He goes shambling towards the door of the temple. Are you following? Is he going in on his own?
Yeah, going after him.
Okay, are you all going in, or?
Yeah, let's all go in. Yeah, I'm going.
Okay, you all go mooching in, and there's a couple of nuns in there, very old, and one of them comes up to you. Oh, greetings, travellers. How may we aid you on your journeys?
We have come on a pilgrimage.
Yes, we are on a great quest of
Yeah.
religious importance.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
If you would allow us shelter and a place to pray, that is all we can ask.
You are always welcome. She claps her hands. Fetch them bread and water.
That's the way.
And you know,
Bread and ale. No, wine.
ale. Oh.
Water it is.
Yes, do you
Yes.
if we could have a private chamber to pray, that would be.
Of course, you can go into
Private chamber each.
a booth over there. There's a booth you can go in.
Thank you.
Do you go into the booth?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, we hear a voice on the other side of this, sort of. On a booth on the other side of your frog, and it's. Would you care to alleviate yourself of your sins, my brother?
Who, me?
Yes.
Are we in private chambers together, or?
No, you've gone into like your own little chamber,
Oh.
but you've walked into a confessions booth of sorts.
Oh, right. To be honest, my friend, I have not sinned that much since my glorious rebirth.
Glorious
I died,
rebirth.
and after 3 days I rose again. Bit like someone you might have heard of, yes? Hmm?
What? I see.
Resurrected with the holy flagrum.
I will pray for your mind. As you are obviously ill. You have desert
How's the
illness.
finger? Is the finger twitching?
I often fail my intelligence roll, so that would be much appreciated, my friend.
The
I show him
finger
the
is thrashing.
I show him the twitching finger. Look, the finger.
Well, with that man, he comes out of his booth and demands to see you in the flesh.
Who, me, or?
Or if someone's talking about a twitching finger. If you don't wish to confess, I will pray for your minds. But you speak of a twitching finger.
Yes.
Show me this.
Oh, sorry, I didn't realize it was a confessional booth.
Well, show me.
I show him the twitching finger.
He falls to his knees. He begins to pray feverishly.
Is it the twitching finger of Saint Smithian? Or?
Yeah, something like that. The finger, the holy relic. My goodness.
Indeed.
I never thought I'd see such a thing. Give me some what's it? Give me some perception rolls. You've been hanging around in the building kind of long enough and to start noticing stuff.
I'm noticing the moderate things. Oh, yeah, both of us.
Sorry, man, this is taking me a while.
Oh, nice. Right, okay, you're sort of noticing the moderate things, and then there's like old tapestries and stuff that are dusty, and they've lost a lot of the colour, etc. And they typical of religious buildings, and they're telling some sort of story that you're vaguely familiar with, or you think you're vaguely familiar with. You know, there's the odd dude with a halo around the head on the pictures and that kind of thing.
Guy slaying a dragon.
But what you do notice on
Knights
one of
fighting
them,
giant snails. That was a common.
Oh, that was a bit of a thing, yeah.
right? Yeah, you see a few giant snails then, if that was a thing. And Lefrog, your stomach starts rumbling as you remember the old days.
Oh, right, in a good way, yeah, in a sort of.
Yeah, not in a bad way.
So this is the path we've chosen now.
But
The
you notice,
escargot are a thing of the past for me.
oh, what they
Bread.
call it, the escargot.
Yeah.
Yeah, you feel, kind of happy that you're a more pious man. But yeah, Jose, what you do spot is you spot Jesus carrying his cross, and he's being given some water from the veil. And you're thinking,
Oh, the veil.
oh,
I haven't got the list, man. Where's the? Has anyone else got the list of the things we need to get? I've left my pad.
So it was the flagrum of Pilate, the veil of Veronica, and
Oh, the
salt
veil.
from Gomorrah.
Yeah, the veil of Veronica.
More of a vial than a veil.
The veil. Like the veil, like worn by a bride.
Yeah, that's what I thought. But this is what it's like a water soaked thing.
Oh.
But I think she dipped it in water so we could suck the water off it.
Ah, a bit like the old vinegar thing. Right. Cool.
I think maybe some propeller heads can correct us on this. But yeah, I think it was a veil that she took off and dipped in water so he could have a drink.
I've got Gomorrah and salt written down, but I'm guessing that was just as a list rather than we've actually got.
Yeah, it says a list. It's not like something that was on a table in a restaurant. Yeah, you've not got the salt yet, but yeah, you've got it. Yeah, although I wonder how it would taste on. Is it cannibalism if you put Gomorrah and salt on your food? Philosophical question.
Yeah. Again, one for the propeller heads.
Write in, man.
Yeah,
Feel free to write in. Fill up the chat.
Would Gomorrah and salt be classed as cannibalism? Okay, so moving on. You see that, yeah, there's and it's, you really wouldn't notice it because, like I say, all the tapestries and stuff have failed. But the finger is going berserk. It's like you do feel like you're at the epicenter of something here, but you're looking around this temple and it's small. It's got a few chairs in it. It's got the confession booths, which, as you've discovered, there was only one priest and he could hear everything the three of you were saying. It's just an empty.
So is there any? Did you say there's a window, a stained glass window or something?
There's a couple of stained glass windows and there's an altar.
Well, what was it? A mural of the Christ with the.
Yeah, so they like tapestries or whatever. Yeah, they're more woven things that are telling the story.
So is there any clues looking at that? Is it
Yeah, I look at it carefully with my ability to look at locating things.
Have you got locate secret doors and compartments?
Yeah.
Useful, wouldn't it?
Right.
Get a clue from the picture.
You're having a good look around.
Indiana Jones style.
You're looking at the picture.
Is there a massive X in the?
You can sort of. It's real weird that the way the picture's been drawn, and as you're looking at it, you see that some of the light streaming in through the window is touching the picture, and then you follow the beam of light, and it goes along the floor, and it's also lighting up the altar. You eyeball over at the altar, and you're thinking, well, if there was anything big enough to be hiding something in it,
could I try find contraband to see if I can see where something might?
Can I do another locate as well on the altar?
Yeah, do a locate on the altar. Give us a find contraband.
It's looking good. 21.
Right.
Oh,
Okay. Well, I'll tell you what.
struggling
This
with
is
the
how it
altar.
works. You go mooching around the altar, Frog, and you do see that there's stone scrapings, and it looks a bit odd, as if the altar has moved at some point.
Like in Tron Legacy.
Yes.
Around the arcade.
Yes, exactly like that. But it's sort of, it appears to be running at a funny slope where you think it'd take a hell of a lot of strength to push it in that direction. You know, but then you comment on this to Jose, who has then, you give him an extra 10% chance of succeeding in his role, which means it's made it. Jose, you notice that there is some sort of, around the side of the altar, it seems to be a bit that if you push it, you know, there may be a mechanism inside or whatever, but you're not, something tells you in your gut that it might not be the time to do it now.
Right. Yeah.
Because there's people about and they obviously ain't got a clue.
Right.
You know, this church is older than anybody that's in it.
Right. So these markings, these scrapings, they don't look recent, do they not?
No, not at all.
Ooh. Interesting.
So there's just basically a priest and a nun there.
Mm-hmm.
And they're right, as if that's like just okay.
Why doesn't one of us take them in a room and sort of keep them busy with, you know, holy questions?
I reckon them two get busy.
There was a couple
Just a
of
priest and a
nuns.
nun.
There
Oh,
was a
all
couple
right,
of
he's
nuns,
living
yeah.
up, is he?
Well, you know, he likes to pass the time. And there is some people in the back who fetch you your bread and water.
Okay.
Some young boys for when he's in.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
To wipe him down.
I think we should come back at night. Do this at night. I think if we've got time. We've got time.
I reckon we stay there and pray until it's night.
Yeah, that's.
I mean, they might tell us to leave.
Yeah?
Can they refuse a pilgrim?
No, if you want to pray there all night, you can. They're not gonna stop you.
Are they not just going to wait with us, though, if we decide to stop there?
Well, it depends on if they get bored. And like I said, they are very, very old.
Well, this is
Yeah, they'll need to go to sleep if they're very, very old.
yeah. Plus, their knees will give out if we just out pray them.
Is that your plan? Right. Okay, let's do a bit of out praying.
Right, what's it, man? I get my Latin, speaking Latin.
So you've got to roll under your PE. So it gets to, you know,
Oh, my Latin's just about
it's
passable.
not bad, it's not bad. So you get 5 hours into the praying when you start having to make stamina rolls. So roll under your PE.
Oh yeah,
Good,
it's a 14.
good.
Oh, cool.
Good. Right, okay, let's see. The priest. The priest, his milky eyes. He's sat there, you know, you can see him digging deep, man.
Padre Dios.
No, he stands up. Oh, Jesus Christi. I will leave the floor to you, my pious brothers. The acolyte nods. I will supervise them, brother. The priest buggers off. But you see
the
them. You see
friends
one
is
of the
praying,
nuns,
man.
man. One of the nuns. You can see she's had housemaid's knee for years, man. It's toughened the knee. She's she's digging deep, man. Praying feveredly. Okay, it's another round of prayers.
Right.
Nice.
Oh.
Nice.
Oh, I prostrate myself, man.
This
And
is
yeah, I need to flashlight myself.
oh, the nun.
Well, giving up.
She just suddenly collapses. She suddenly, her back goes stiff, and she just cries out, Jesus! And just thud. The acolyte puts his finger under her nose and he nods. She's still breathing. It's
And better
okay.
take her to her room.
Yes, yes. Right, do you want to have a go at the altar?
Brilliant.
Let's do this.
Yeah. Right, we need some sort of huge strength, but I suppose that's what I've got.
Well, I suppose you've done the rolls, so yeah, you activate the mechanism and you feel that does kind of, whatever you pull, that takes a lot of strength. And it raises the altar only by about half an inch, but it gives it enough for you to get behind it. So if you all give it a push.
Right.
Yes, yeah.
Oh.
Is it the lower the better though, isn't it? Is that what
Yeah, we'll have the lower.
That's why it's in green, isn't it?
Yeah. So no, that's spectacular. You shove it, but you know what? That low roll is that green is what you wanted because you managed to glide it without making much of a disturbance, and you see that there is a tunnel under the altar. Now, is that screen blank to you lot?
It is.
Right.
The
good.
fog of war.
Yeah, excellent. Right, you push the altar aside. Are you pulling the altar back closed behind you? Well, before you do anything like that, it's worth noting that it is pitch black down there.
Right, no, we'll leave the altar open, man, and the oldies aren't going to be able to close it.
Now, there's
They'll know
candles
what's
about,
happened.
but has
but-
anyone got torches or out like that? You realise that once you go down here, you ain't going to be able to see.
I've got
Well,
some.
we could do with having some candles from the church. I mean, surely there must be candles in the church.
There is candles in the church. What have you got,
Yeah, but a
Lefroy?
candle's not going to last long, dude.
I've got flaming juggling torches. Which
Excellent.
aren't
They
too
will
many
make good
places,
torches.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're on a
That's-
winner with that.
I'll light them and give them just a very quick.
Wait a second.
Just
I've got some goose fat.
Excellent.
I mean, I could sort of like dip some sticks in some goose fat or something.
I thought you
Well,
were
yeah,
even
you
spread,
know.
spread it on the bread while we were all praying.
Yeah, you could have done that. Yeah. Well, you could
Is there
try
not just a
some-
lamp we can just take? Like a lantern?
Well, you could go and get one.
Do you know what? A juggling club, I'm going to light them and give them a quick tickle in the air and then throw one to you each. See if you can catch it.
They are good. They will stay lit. You know they'll stay lit for a good hour.
Right, well, we've outprayed these guys. I'm taking this in the night time, and there's not going to be places open to buy torches
Not really.
or lanterns.
Just have a juggling club.
Yeah, no, juggling club sounds good.
Yeah, juggling club's good. Okay, you spark your juggling clubs and descend into the depths. Okay, shall we pause there for a moment?
Yeah, we can do.
Right, okay, let's pause there.